Hey family, on November 20th through December 1st, 2022, we will have the all-inclusive Kenya trip. Now, a lot of times people have said, hey, Phil, when's the next trip we'd like to go? I want to see Africa for myself, but this is the time to go. Everything will be taken care of. All excursions are paid. You can do monthly payments. You know, they'll have safari and a 6-city tour. You will see Charlie Island, which is something that we did not see last time on the tour. This tour will be 12 days instead of 7 days. So make sure to secure your place on the trip by going to www.wbsvs.com, make your deposit, and then you can start making your payments, and we'll see you in Kenya. So a California Police Department has reiterated its previous vow to cooperate with the state's Attorney General to reform the agency after the release of new racist text messages between its race soldiers. Now, newly released text shown Torrance police officers joked about urinating on a black girl and about a dead black father. Y'all, these people that's run around these police departments, I mean, some of them are the most depraved in the society. This is why these things happen to black folk, because you literally have open white supremacists that's on the police departments. Now, they say previous text messages show officers also bragged about using excessive force and made light of getting caught by internal affairs. Now, California's Attorney General's office launched an investigation in December. They say when the first set of text messages was released. However, the LA Times reported and said that the second tranche of nearly 400 texts was discovered on the officer's phone during the investigation and included in recent court documents. Now, say in one of the texts sent between July 2018 and February 2020, the officers laughed at a news story about a man urinating on a black girl who they referred to as an N-word. And he says, I quote, "Where is the crime?" And say one officer asked. So the officers also called black detainees savages, moon crickets, and monkeys, and bragged about beating them. And then he says, he quote, "got her pretty good on the takedown. She got a decent shiner on her face." One of them had text. They said another message thread. They said the officers complained about protesters rallying outside the building because of the police killing of a black man, Christopher DeAndre Mitchell. They said officers who shot Mitchell reportedly joked about hosting a gun cleaning party once their identities are revealed. They say gun cleaning party at my house. You say, when they release my name, you say, one asked, they say, let's all just post in your yard. They say, with lawn chairs in a firing squad. Another officer replied. Now, say in another text, they say the officer seemed to mock the son of a dead man. He says, and I quote, "his son will grow up without a father now. Oh, way." He said that's standard by any black American family to be absent in his children's life. He said he'll be fine. So this is black people that live in Torrance, California. This is the people that's running around in a police car. This is the people. This is, and check this out. California is the beacon of liberalism. And you see how all this racism happens in liberal California? I thought the racism was supposed to be in the Republican South, right? But you notice that some of the most vile things that happen to black folks are in Democrat-run cities? Have you noticed that? I have. It's quite interesting that that goes on. You would think that they would be more hardcore against racism because, you know, the Democrat Party is supposed to be our friends. And yet this is what happens in Democrat cities. Now, they say the previous redacted documents also had several other mentions of the N-word. They said racist cartoons. They say of black and Latino residents, and comments about lynching suspects and killing black children. When I tell y'all that these people are the devil that the Bible speaks of, that's what it is. They talking about killing black children, folks. That is sick. Now, I say Torrance Mayor George Chin, they said that it was appalling and troubling. It said the police department and the California Department of Justice have already initiated investigations, and we must allow this process to continue to the end. According to what the mayor said, he said, "I'm also confident that under Chief Jeremiah Hart, they said the police department has and will continue to aggressively ensure that racism, bigotry, and hate have no place in our police departments. The authorities found the text as they were investigating officers Christopher Tomsick and Cody Wetland for spraying a swastika inside of a vehicle. The messages are conversations between Tomsick, Wetland, and 15 other officers. Tomsick and Wetland have since left the force and pleaded guilty to charges related to the vandalism incident. It said in one message, an officer shared photographs of tiny coffins for black children. He said they would put down. Ooh, these people are sick. These people are sick and evil. That is evil, man. That is so evil. And what did black people do to deserve any of that? That's the question you always got to be asking. What did black people do to y'all? Because last time I checked, historically, all the way to now, black people haven't done nothing to nobody. Nothing historically that I can say, yes, we took their land. Yes, we took their resources. Yes, we wiped out their communities. We haven't done anything like that to nobody. And everybody want to have this anti-black racism against us. And this is why black folks have been, okay, since all y'all groups feel that way, forget y'all then. We got to worry about ourselves now. And every time black people talk like, hey, wait a minute, hold on, black people, wait a minute, hold on. Well, I don't feel that way. Not all of us feel that way, but this is the thing with the not all. Let's talk about that. Not all of us are racist. Not all of us are it. Okay. Well, it's kind of like football. When somebody's getting out of line and then they say, okay, well, now because he's out of line, all y'all running hundreds. And what does that teach you to do? It teach you to make sure that will stay in line. Well, everyone is punished in the thing. So what happens is in these other groups, you don't check the people like that. You let them run around and do what they want to do because you're staying on code. And then we say something about it. Not all of us are that way. I'm not that way. But when have you spoke up about the people that are that way in your culture? When? When have you spoke out? Where's more good people than bad people? Okay, so where is the good people in unison speaking up and speaking out? Where are they? Because what I see is you stay on code and keep your mouth shut. That's what I see. So for black people, black American people to protect themselves, they have to say, okay, we have to be on high alert with everybody because we're seeing this mess come out time and time again. Now, I say the LA Times, they say reports that the city has up to a year as after the text messages are discovered to discipline the officers under state law. It said the district attorney's office reportedly uncovered the text messages last August. It's unclear when the city officials received them. They said salary, it say in his statement, cited, it say a memorandum of understanding between the city of Torrance and the Department of Justice, is that which he said memorializes our absolute commitment to change, to say while maintaining our focus on public safety. Now, I say a local Black Lives Matter organization, an organizer, Baba Akili, he said doubts the department will address the issue. He said they've taken the ostrich approach. He said if an article comes out or something that's clearly unavoidable, they'll respond. He said, but other than that, he said they'll stick their heads in the sand and go on as business as usual as if nothing happened. That's kind of standard operating procedure with all of them. That's not just them. They say the police department has confirmed that the 15 officers who were placed on administrative leave because of the texting scandal. Reports also showed that at least 113 cases connected to the officers have been dismissed by the city and county prosecutors. Now, local activist Sheila Bates, who has accused some of the officers of assault, said the department cannot hold these officers accountable. They cannot keep the public safe. It said they cannot keep their black residents safe, she added. And that's thoroughly true. They cannot keep black people safe as long as you got open white supremacists in the police department. They call them ghost skins. The FBI been saying a long time ago, since 2006, that they was infiltrating police departments, yet the Department of Justice haven't done anything about that. They could if they wanted to, but they haven't done anything about that. Once again, as I said in another video, if you want to get rid of those people, it's too simple to get rid of them. Make them when they hire, get a lie detector test, and just ask one question. Have you ever called any group of people a racial slur? It's just that simple. Have you said anything about people's identity or whatever that's considered a slur? are considered hateful. And if they fail, well, you fired. It's just that simple. It'd say, before we even get you on to police training, we go ahead and ask you this question now. Have you sent text messages in the past 2 years to anybody using racial slurs? Have you posted anything to social media in the past 2 to 3 years with racial slurs? We know what group of people wouldn't be on the department no more. We know that. Then they'd be crying about it. Why should I be freedom of speech? You can have freedom of speech, but you shouldn't be in that job. Nobody should have a bias in that job. Nobody. But yeah, this is the people that's running around talking about they're going to be protected and serving. Black people are supposed to be calling the police when they have an issue or a problem. And this is what we getting. People that sitting up here fantasizing about harming black children. People sick, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think, in the comments. Those of you who could live in Torrance, California, let me know, about that situation. Because wasn't Torrance the same area where a brother came up, hanging not too long ago? What is that place? Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. But black people, like I say, you got to be on alert. Hey family, make sure you join us on the new and improved AfricanDiasporaNews.org. Now, it is our uncensored and raw truth website. We have to make sure to have our own website because on social media platforms, they do have rules, and at any time they could change a rule and shut a whole genre down. Now, that would not happen to us because on AfricanDiasporaNews.org, we can speak the truth. We don't have to hold back. So make sure you join our website today.